G'day everyone, Barefoot Captain's Log, day 27. As always, please share, subscribe, do all that. We love hearing, it's a bit rolly here too. We love hearing questions. Please send those through. And also head over to our Patreon page. We love you Patreons. You help us out hugely and we love hearing from you too. We have just left Australian waters. Back there somewhere is the edge of Australian territorial waters. We are now in French territorial waters of New Caledonia. Possibly next stop Chesterfield or beyond, we're not sure yet. I'm trying to get the weather down. It's a little exhausting when it's this rolly. The swell is about 2 meters, which is a bit frustrating. It's a little on the nose too. It's not the most comfortable, but it's about the best weather window we could hope for in what we've had over the last week and a half. So we're gonna head to Chesterfield, and depending on what time we get there, we may head in there. Chesterfield's the last place we can hide. It's the last place with any shelter from this angle of weather.
There's a good chance that some whales will be stopping there too.
There is. But we could also get caught there with weather as well. It's a little bit of a...
It's not the most comfortable stop.
It's a bit of a roll of the dice. We go in, we may never leave. Or we may continue on to New Caledonia and hide behind one of those reefs and have a little bit of a rest. We'll just see how we feel, see what the weather says, see what my crew's up for.
What are the choices?
Well, there's no choice apparently. It's a dictatorship here in the Barefoot.
It is a dictatorship. The weather's in charge. Not me, not you, not anyone. Two options are, we can go for another 48 hours and it'll get a little bit rougher at the end, but it's actually going to get quite nice tomorrow. Or we go into Chesterfield in the morning, but we could get stuck there for 4 or 5 days.
With the swell direction as it is, New Caledonia, we're going to be in the lead there.
Eventually.
I'll give you sleeping pills and you can sleep and I'll do all your shit.
We head straight to New Caledonia and skip Chesterfield.
I'll skip Chesterfield, yeah.
We don't mind going for a couple of days if it gets us somewhere nice. Now one thing from the last couple of days we've had sea snakes. They are super friendly. They're always hanging around us, and pretty much every dive you can count on running into one or two or many. Now sea snakes are reptiles, and they're air-breathing reptiles just like us. So they've got to go up to the surface and breathe just like we do. But because they're reptiles, they have more control over their heart rate and metabolism, and so they can slow everything down and dive for long periods of time. Now sea snakes have adapted a really long lung, runs about 2/3 to 3/4 of their body, so they've got really big lungs. They've also developed another adaptation, which is a paddle-like tail. So when they swim, they've got this paddle-like tail at the back that allows them to swim through the water pretty well actually. They can be quite quick when they want to. You know, it's not unusual for them to come and approach us and come right up around us and intertwine with your fins and lick your body and lick your leg or your fin and wrap themselves around your legs even. It's because of the short-sightedness that they're not sure what they are and they want to check you out. They are quite dangerous. The sea snakes in the Coral Sea are some of the most venomous snakes in the world, but luckily they're quite placid. They're not aggressive, and so as long as you don't provoke them and attack them, you'll be fine. I think they're pretty cool, even though they are super dangerous. A few myths about the sea snakes. Some people have said that their fangs are so small they can only sort of bite you in between the fingers. That's not true. Their fangs are plenty big enough to get through a thin wetsuit, plenty big enough to bite you. They just don't bite very often. And even if they do bite, they don't envenomate larger animals very often either. They need that venom for hunting and for feeding. So you'd be very unlucky to get envenomated unless you were grabbing onto one and harassing it. Oh. Go now. We need to put a reef in the sail. We need to slow us down a little bit because the swell is picking up. Hopefully I can get the weather soon. We'll know what's going on and we'll see where we end up tomorrow. See you later for another Barefoot Captain's log tomorrow. We could be at a new reef. We could be still sailing. Who knows? More adventures tomorrow. Take care. Woo!